Away from the clinical theory crafting of the panel into the real knit and grit of the actual game of Dota 2. And knit and grit is a good way to describe Game 1 of the Pango versus Mineski. It was not a clean game. No. It's one of those games that you've just got to kind of roll with the punches.
Yeah, that was one of those games where you just sort of like, as a fan of either team, have to just say, you know, I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah.
You're a passenger in the vehicle that Mineski decides to take you in.
You knew it like 20 minutes. You're like, this is going to be multiple ups and multiple downs, and we don't know where this roller coaster is going to end.
The best part is like, you know, it's like you can't even draw from like your past experiences because like both these guys played in like quite clowny regions. I remember my days in C with Zephyr. I mean, we were ass, but you know, the games were always a good time.
What do you think about going back to the draft? What do you think about that, though? Just real quick.
I think that Moon is probably the only person I will allow to play Puck. Like, I really don't like that hero.
Puck's not that bad of a hero, right?
I don't love him. I feel like he just doesn't really do a lot of damage.
Okay, how about this? Is Puck better than Quap right now?
I don't think so.
Because I feel real bad about
Quap is potentially better than Puck.
Really?
I really don't like Puck.
Ooh,
Moon is the only. Oh, hold that thought as
we're gonna have an early kill onto Slate. Nice. Wait, no, what a beautiful block in that was.
But now he's got Ice Shards level 1. Yeah. Tell them your envy story.
Oh God. I tried to tell, you know, I tried to convince myself that it was okay. I was gonna get Ice Shards level 1. We were gonna get this guaranteed first blood, and by God, we did get the first blood. And I had Eternal Envy on my team, and he said, well, good job. Now you just ruined your landing phase. I
heard Febby. He said, oh. And that's because they got all 4 bounty runes.
They really did.
Oh, they are ruining Moon's game right now.
And Moon is not having a good time. He's already got the healing salve on the courier, though. It's on its way. And now Ninja Boogie, who I'm not sure why. It was like one of those situations you just follow because you just follow to follow. But now he's got to run away from the 2 supports.
Dude, you totally ruined your game by going Ice Shards level 1.
Ice Shards level 1.
The thing about it, guys, is like, as a 4 position, especially if you're like in a tri-lane or dual lane, you're just not going to get a lot of levels.
Yeah.
And so what it does is it doesn't just slow down like for a little bit. It slows you down for like 2 levels where you just like 2 minutes where you just can't pressure anybody. You just kind of sit there. But it doesn't matter because they got 4 bounty runes, which triggers the Exodia.
No. You said Exodia was 2 rounds.
Yeah. So guys, let me tell you this dumb idea that I'm really trying to like get traction for, but no one seems to like care about. I think if you get all 8, like the first 8 bounty runes of the game, it should just end.
And if you too think this is a good idea, be sure to hit it up on social media. Let's get a social media blitzstorm going with the hashtag. What do we got it? Bounty Exodia. Exodia Bounty.
It's just the dumbest idea.
Something like that.
I really want to see it.
Get it going, guys. Send your tweets to @IceFrog. Be sure to include @DotaCapitalist and @BlitzDota with the hashtag Bounty Exodia.
I like that. Thank you for supporting my idea. This is what makes us a good partnership.
You like how my, the most sellout mode you'll ever see me at these sort of things is, like, supporting your dumb ideas rather than, you know, like, supporting the tournament organizers and their sponsors.
ESL doesn't need me to do anything, as Moon is,
Moon, you okay, Moon? Well, he got the ward. And...
Oh, this is what I mean. All right, my guy's dead. He's super dead. All right. Okay.
So he...
Don't even think about it too hard.
For a moment, I thought he was dire side when he threw that orb up there.
Yeah, me too.
But he literally threw the orb up there to kill the ward and got himself killed in the process. Surely that's not worth it.
Don't think about it that much.
He could have just killed the ward a different time.
Nah, but then...
We're gonna have another one of those games. We're gonna have another one of those games.
And a Tango too. There's a lot of different ways around it, but...
These 2 teams just bring out the best in each other.
It's all good.
So wait, I forgot what you said about the draft. Who do you like? All you said was that you didn't like Puck.
I don't like Puck as a hero. I feel like the only person that can play Puck is Moon.
Okay.
So I'm okay with Mineski's draft.
I feel like you're still not really giving me an answer. You think it's even? 50-50?
Oh, no. I think the Pango is probably like 60-40.
Okay.
But 4 bounty runes, man. Can't discount that. You know how good it feels to get 4 bounty runes? That's regen. Normally you win mid as a result of that.
Not today. Not in this wacky game. How does the Puck-Lina matchup? How's that supposed to go? Oh, Moon! Oh, Moon!
Let me just tell you.
Oh, no, Moon!
Apparently not well. Spoiler alert.
Even with 4 bounty runes, the matchup apparently is not favorable at all for the Puck.
Somebody in chat just called Iceberg trash like moments before they were about to see him get a solo kill. On quite a nice stun setup that he got there.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Maybe we'll look away from mid and Moon will fare a little bit better. How's what's this top lane? It's gonna be Oracle and Ursa versus the Brewmaster Shadow Shaman. That sounds like kind of an even back and forth lane. Ursa's got the advantage over Brewmaster, but Brewmaster's
really
still okay. You've got Shadow Shaman who's got the advantage over
I think Shadow
Oracle.
Shaman plus like anybody makes these like terrible lanes okay. Like remember when we used to see like Monkey? I think it was like the game that I'm specifically thinking of. It was like Monkey plus Lion versus Tide. It was Tide plus Shaman. Yeah. And they just right-clicked the hell out of that Monkey King.
Ice Shard, so there goes your healing salve.
I'd be so upset right now if I was Moon.
They just will not leave Moon alone.
Poor Moon.
And Febby set up for this. He like rotated over and everything. More bounties? Oh, they were one short, Blitz.
They were one short.
They were one short. Sioma the Slayer saves the game for the Pango by preventing the hashtag bounty Exodia.
Dude, they had that.
At the same time, Pango also managed to pick up a kill on Ninja Book. So, Ghostic doing well for himself. I feel like I really like when I get an okay lane as Beastmaster against heroes like Juggernaut. It's like one of the rare heroes that is not oppressed by the run-at-you-spin tactic.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
and
that
the best part of the Pango's lineup is they have 2 different ways to stop.
Oh, nicely done.
Dude, he's owning him.
And look at him, he's just juked out KP too.
This is a space creation tactic if I've ever seen one.
Sioma Slayer. All right, now he's gonna lure Moon. He's gonna lure Moon in a little bit. No. I don't know what's going on. Why is Mineski? Why are they chasing this toss so badly?
I'm not sure. He's got like TP. He's level 3. Doesn't really care. He's been a nuisance all around. They're just doing it.
Ninja Boogie doesn't really feel like he has much of a home, apparently, now that the Beastmaster is level 5. He's got the level 3 boar that no support can really tackle. That unit is too strong.
Somebody just quoted the Fast and the Furious. Said, dude, I almost had you. It's the throwback.
That's
Austin.
how I know you're a real Fast and the Furious, that you knew that was a quote.
Of course I do. It
doesn't sound like a movie quote.
It's when he almost catches him with the nos, and he says, dude, I almost had you.
I kind of figured. Like, the quote was pretty self-explanatory in that way.
If somebody, I'll actually shout out your name if you can quote Vin Diesel's line there. Is hold that thought.
Shout out Ninja Boogie, who is about to die here.
Iceberg already on a killing spree, 7 minutes in, 4-0. This time around, the Pango having a much better early game. Much better early game. I feel like the first time around, they didn't really get to get anybody enabled. Ghostic had a hard time. This time around, if you look at the CS, 3 out of 4 of the top CS on their side. Their Ursa, absolute free farm. And the best part about this too is that even though they're trading out and Audit's getting a really good game, it shouldn't really matter as...
Managed to get the Hex mid-roar. Ghostic, second try at this, will be able to get it off now, but Febby made the rotation just in time, snags him up, and Ghostic will die here without the Omni Slash being used.
That's huge, that's huge.
Iceberg rotated over, so apparently they were also thinking about going for a kill bottom lane with the Primal Roar into LSA setup, so Mineski not only got a kill, but also kind of spoiled the Pango's plans. KP's definitely had a... Well, has he had a rougher game for it? His CS is a little bit below the Beastmaster, and experience-wise, he's also behind the Beastmaster, still trying to pick up his level 6.
You remember that game at Katowice where it was current DC versus Mineski? It was game 3 of their like insane series. Oh, hold on.
Iceberg. Next up, that's where the Omni Slash is going to go. Now, they still may need the spin. No, he doesn't.
Got him easy with the orb coming through as Febby gonna get gone up, but they really needed to slow him down there. But it was that game where Mineski lost all 3 lanes and they ended up winning the game in 20 minutes. Yeah. And I asked Febby about that, and I was like, well, did you guys think you were about to lose? And he's like, the thing about it is, if you're dumb enough, winning 3 lanes makes Dota really, or losing 3 lanes makes Dota easy. You know, because now you gotta actually try. That's what he told me, and I was like, that's weirdly, no, I was like, no, it just doesn't make sense. None of that makes sense.
And shortly after, he was kicked.
Like, I was like, probably that understanding of Dota is what got you booted, bud. As Moon is going to get run into here.
Immediately silenced up, is going to wear off in time. No, it's just the ensnare from Febby. He's going to be too long. And now they've caught Iceberg as well. The Primal Roar is going to go down, but Iceberg is still going to be caught inside of that coil. Turns around, does manage to get the lion kill, but he is... What?
Double healing
salve. A double healing salve to keep himself alive.
Why does he have 2?
He did it. I don't know why he has double healing salves, but that was sick.
You know what he just told them? He said, you never had me, you had your car.
That was the line.
That was the line.
That was the Fast and Furious line. Man.
Thank you for that,
I could really see why you're a big fan of that franchise. The dialogue just makes the show. Ursa apparently not wanting to run up to the high ground and go for that bounty rune. And probably good thing too, Ninja Boogie had already rotated up there. Oh, that's why, because they've got nice aggressive wards. Look at all that vision around the off-lane jungle. The Pango.
I can't believe he had doubles. He just popped them one after another.
Dude, the Pango's got like a triangle going on to vision. I swear to God, JJ, if you don't show my triangle of vision. Yeah. He's like, you could see the mini-map. You know what's up. 3-5, 11 minutes in. A very slight net worth lead right now for Mineski. But we'll see if the Pango can change that up, as the Beastmaster's going to be able to pressure this bottom lane pretty much by himself, while Mineski have to make a heavier commitment. They 2-man smoke up to top lane to protect the Brewmaster and his push. They already dropped the Shadow Shaman wards up there as well. And looks like the smoke does run into the Lina, but the TP's already here from Naive. Is going to be able to chase down Febby. The question is, can Iceberg survive once again? A big nuke on a Febby will be able to finish him off, and Moon has already run out of nukes. Does manage to dodge the snowball, but won't have enough to dodge the roar that comes out from Ghost Stick. Another big turnaround. Iceberg. I mean, that's just what happens when you win your lane. You know, you get just that extra level that keeps you alive, that extra bit of stats, and it just continues to snowball.
Good analysis.
Thank you.
And the pun.
Yes.
This is a much better game from them, at least in the early. They're actually enabling all their heroes. But I don't know. Most of this game is going to come down to the team fights anyways, like similar to the last game. Like, I think the laning phase is like kind of a wash. At least this time, like, the Pango's not behind by like 3K early on. So that's somewhat of a positive, but they're all going to form around this mid tower. I like this move, like KP coming in with his ulti, not having to use it, just like the threat of it.
Yeah. You know, the part of the reason I think the game gets a little sloppy is what I love about both Mineski and the Pango is that they're both down to play fast and just run around the map, man.
Just run at each other, take towers together.
That's why you see pickoffs like this, where the Lina rotates down to bottom, giving up this mid-tier 1 tower in exchange.
Might even save bottom too.
We're trying to pressure.
Throwing the brew first.
And he already TP'd to tier 3, leaving the shorter TP still available at bottom lane, but looks like they're gonna find the Tusk, who I think was trying to look to stop rotations or something.
Yeah, I think this was a bit of a mistake by the Pango.
And now the Tusk is going to be able to stop those TPs. They're still going to try and blow up the Brewmaster, and they do so. Thankfully, they have so much first damage. But now the Omni Slash coming in from the side. Slayer will be able to get off that false promise onto Iceberg, who's going to try and eat his way out of these
If he
forests.
wants
will be
him.
able to sneak away. Meanwhile, Slayer's going to be run down by the 2 cores. Iceberg's going to be able to heal up to full. But Febby, so close, couldn't quite get the disables. And maybe it's better for it because Ghost Stick and Vampire were both here to be able to back Iceberg up. And this is no longer a fight that Mineski really want to take.
Yeah, Naive is now down here too. I don't think that death really matters that much. Hear me out, Pango fanboys.
Okay.
The reason for it is because they don't lose the tower. They take that fight under the tower. They don't really... There's no real trade there. They were able to...
Ult wasn't used.
Yeah, and they got the mid tower, which I think is even more important.
Yeah.
I talked ad nauseum about like how important it is to take mid, because now you get to defend mid for free every single time you've got Brew split up.
So
possible
why,
for,
if the mid tower was so important, why didn't the Pango
just out of
try and
position?
defend it? Just out of position?
Can't filter in TPs one by one there. That's where
Mineski rotate around, they catch the Pango hanging around in this bottom lane. A filthy rotation, nets some big time kills, and immediately Moon, look at that. Oh, I love this. Just play around so fast. He's going to be able to find this Oracle as well. Scouts into the Roshan. Oh, no! Iceberg, you skipped a little bit too fast, right into the clutches of Iceberg, who will be able to kill the opposing mid, but looks like might be dying himself. LSA not going to be able to land on Jin. He was up to your tricks. He will be able to use dodge that one stun. KP's going to come back in a form, though. He doesn't even need to hit the clap. He's still got that extra boulder. So they get the kills bottom. They get kind of a trade-off in mid, but they importantly, very importantly,
stop the Rosh.
Stop that Roshan, right?
And if you're the Pango now, you really regret the mid tower trade, because your moves aren't as obvious. I think it's kind of hard for this Ursa to like. I guess you can walk into Rosh now because you know there's no split. So the question for Mineski is like, there's no split. You do have Shaman wards. If you're the Pango, what you probably do is if you get this Roshan for free, then you immediately just run down mid, at the tower. Because it looks like without the split, Mineski just kind of bought time for himself. I thought they wouldn't be able to take it that easily, but Febby has committed his wards to taking Ancients, which he might also come to regret, as the Ursa's just gonna clean them up.
Yep. He'll take the farm for that. Now he's going to wrap around as they've already caught KP. Can they get the stuns in time to prevent him from getting off the split? They will. Now the lockdown on Naive, but they can't save Moon either. Febby maybe caught his, what is this, Pango? You could just take that tower, you know. And sure enough, that's what they do. They turn around, take that mid-tier 1.
They had to have known that play was coming.
Yeah.
It just got Aegis. If I'm seeing it 30 seconds in advance, they should definitely know. Like, that's the very obvious move. It's not even like it was a surprise because they saw the Ursa come down on through the Shaman wards and they still decided to stick around. And as a result, they lose 2 of their cores. They lose not 1 tower, but 2. They probably get away with just losing 1 if they don't just kind of needlessly die there.
In the history of Dota, I'm not sure how many teams have ever, like, taken Roshan and then just not, you know, gone mid.
I think that losing the tier 1 tower mid at that point, once the Rosh is gone, it's okay, but losing like heroes on top of that, not so good. Okay, Mineski, you know they still have Aegis, they're still grouped up together. Taking this fight could potentially be a little bit scary. They do have all their ultis aside from the wards up, but fighting around the shrine area is definitely not in your favor.
Lads and Necro 1 for the Beastmaster. Moon, who? Never mind, there was no Primal Roar up. Yep.
KP's got a Midas. You gotta let that just like percolate. Collect that gold for a little bit. 9 more for payoff.
He is, as we can see from the beautiful layers overlay. Still plenty of time to go. What do you think about this Blink Yules build for the Lina?
I think it's nice because it allows you to like put pressure, especially on supports. Like if you're able to backline.
Okay.
It makes it so that you're able to play really fast too. As they're gonna take advantage of this Aegis. KP just gonna make everybody a little bit boozy.
Rebel Roar, but already managed to get off the spin. That'll prevent any follow-up disables, and sure enough, the Ursa is not going to have enough damage in that short window. The Lina is being gone on by the Brewmaster split. Meanwhile, the lockdown over here on the left-hand side.
Finger damage for him.
Should be able to get him. The Tusk will be able to finger Snowball away, preventing the Finger of Death extra damage.
They're still going for this. They've caught the
actually turning 1 and 2-man LSA. Now they're going to try and blow up that Juggernaut, but he managed to get off the wand. And now the Omni Slash bounces around, only hitting creeps.
So unlucky.
Oh my goodness, that was so unfortunate. The Ursa was saved by Slayer, and we'll see whether or not he heals up. And I think he will, but the Brewmaster will not. In fact, we'll see him in the grave here very shortly. KP trying to juke out, doesn't get hit by the LSA. Trying to go forward and force it more. I don't think that's the play. Pango turned around, quickly kill him. The rest of Mineski left KP out to dry there. They said there was no more fighting to be done.
That was a buyback too, committed by the Tusk.
Yeah.
That was with their Aegis. And I think the big mistake there was trying to burst down the Juggernaut. They used the Roar, they used the shards, they thought they had enough, but I mean, even with the Ursa's damage, it wasn't even very close.
Yeah.
On killing the Jug, he had spin going during that time, so no follow-up was coming. And that was the commitment of the 10-second BKB too.
True. Going back to the Blink though, the Blink Yules, it's not good versus Jug. It's not good versus Puck. You know what is good versus both those heroes though? Shadowblade. Thoughts? Why not? Why not that?
I'm not sure. I would kind of like the Shadowblade too. It allows you to open up, but they're going to run into KP here, who has no split, should go down no problem. They're going to nab a kill out of this Moon with his boosted travel. Going to clear this wave. The Yule's going to catch him, though, on the way out. And the stun hits him. Iceberg getting in quite low.
He's got another orb up in a second here. He's got to make a quick blink away, an orb out, and he should be just...
I'm surprised he got caught with the first stun.
Yeah, that was so beautifully timed by Iceberg. Yeah. I mean, granted, you should probably still be able to phase shift that always, but...
Now this bottom tower. This is the tower that all Beastmasters love taking. I know you don't really play that much Beastmaster, but it makes it so that with like one Hawk, you get to just explore out this jungle. And that was also the sound of the Aegis fading. Naive is going to TP up to top lane, take down the wards.
What's that random low-key shade you just throwing me while analyzing?
Tell me you play Beastmaster and I won't.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, there was the time where Beastmaster was all the rage. I had to play a lot of Beastmaster at that time.
Austin thinks he
Remember I was talking about how I liked playing Beastmaster against Juggernaut so much because I could actually fight him with boars. It's a winnable lane.
I listen to like a quarter of the stuff you
Dude, I know you do. You know, a last cast I literally said a sentence, you followed that up with the same sentence. It's cute though. It's like you're echoing me.
Honestly, I'm just a moron. Let me just be 100% real here. I've got learning issues. All right, this KP very ambitiously buys the Radiance recipe. That's always my favorite. That's so much gold.
Oh, is that ambition or is that, oh crap, I'm about to die. Let me spend some of my net worth.
I think that's like I don't know. I'm going to get this Radiance no matter what. That's persistence.
You are hard committed.
That is persistence.
Necro 3 right around the corner for the Beastmaster. Then we will have a nice little power spike for the Pango, where they can very quickly take some objectives. But once again, Mineski are in position where they can smoke up, wrap around, and make the initiation into the back line. If they can blow up the Oracle, it would be massive. But Moon, he got himself way ahead of the rest of his team, and now he's going to be caught. He gets tough snowballed and immediately punched down. Iceberg, he's going to be grabbed by Ajit with a Finger of Death. Not quite enough in time. Can he blink away or anything? No, Iceberg is still dead. That Storm Panda throwing the Ursa up in the air for a while. He will come back down, does not have the BKB anymore. In fact, now with the Omni Slash on top, immediately pops the enrage, which he still had to go. So he soaks up all that damage. Primal Roar going out. Can they turn and fight? Or are they just going to be caught by so many diseases?
Iceberg's back!
Back in with the two-man LSA blows up the puck with the Laguna blade. Now, can he do a little bit more, especially with the Oracle here buying the Ursa? Time will be able to heal him back up. The Ursa charging forward with the help of Iceberg. They should be able to lock down this Brewmaster and maybe even go for more. Iceberg still has that mobility of the blink, but it looks like the rest of Mineski have been able to back up in time.
Man, everyone just bought back. I love this series. There's no objectives at stake, but everyone's just willing to do it anyways. Now Moon dead for 44 seconds. KP doesn't have his ult, even if he did want to buy back here. And now it's just going to be the Pango going high ground at 23 minutes. They committed a lot for this. They want to get something out of it.
Oh, Iceberg
jumps forward.
This snag one here, that's going to be a deadline.
And now they just have a free route to this Rax. The best part about having Beastmaster on your team, this attack speed aura, is absolutely free for you. He pops the Necro units too. They could potentially just go towards mid. And that looks exactly like what they're going to be doing.
A Manta now for the Juggernaut. We'll see if it helps them win this 4 versus 5 for Mineski. Try and make sure the series did not go to a 1-1 and force it to a game 3. The LSA goes out, immediately silenced up, protected by the Oracle at all times. That's really causing some issues for Mineski. They're going to get the Primal Roar and the Brewmaster, and Mineski don't have the same kind of saves unless that Force Staff can actually get him out. It gets him far enough away. Now they can turn. Look at KP. He ignores the Tuss and looks for more. He just starts waddling forward. He's going to help Moon find a little bit more. That's going to be Slayer. Looks like the rest of the TPs of the Pango will be able to manage to get out. Slayer.
That's very worth, though. They're going to lose 2 support heroes. Trade him for a Rax apiece if you want. They are just going to let Slayer die by his lonesome in that corner there. But really good decisive plays. Especially with Iceberg, with the buyback. He comes in from the low ground, so he has that stun on a 2. Immediately blows up Moon, who had already committed his buyback. Just good team fight recognition. They realize, oh, if we're able to win this fight, they're right in front of the base.
You know what the wild thing is? I'm just going back to the fact that the Pango, the kind of decisive fight that broke up in this game was the one that they bought back, but they were farther away from the team fight, you know? That's such a commitment to buy back for a team fight that's on the enemy side of the map.
I think everyone just likes using buybacks.
Yeah.
I like it. OpenAI did it, why not us?
That's true. And with the boots of travel, and now a BKB, Iceberg's going to be feeling pretty good about his next team fight. Unless he somehow gets jumped on by one of the hard disables in Lion or the Shadow Shaman, neither of which has Blink. Only Febby has the Aether Lens Force Staff. And Ninja Boogie, well, Ninja Boogie didn't have any net worth in a winning game. In a losing game, you know he's not going to have anything. What a bash. Naive is going to be able to slow up. G's retreat. They will be able to hit the LSA so perfectly timed by Iceberg. They get the pick off on the core. That is the carry down for 60 seconds. And the 4 position dead for 45. He does have buyback though. And Roshan just came up. The Pango, they really don't need to if they knew there was no buyback from Juggernaut, but they're going to play it safe.
It was so close for so long. Then that bottom fight just completely blew everything open.
Since there's still a tier 2 up at that top lane, Mineski don't have to worry about losing any further objectives besides the Aegis and Cheese. Aegis for the Ursa.
They're just going to push in top lane, force the issue. Still no Radiance on this Brew. You have to imagine there's like some regret. I don't really know what item though
you go. Like,
yeah, I don't. That's kind of the problem. But it's still like so much net worth tied up into this like build, and I don't know if the power spike of the Radiance allows you to just like straight up win the game, especially with all the BKBs that they have now on both the Lina and the Ursa. The effect of the Radiance is not as high as you'd want it to be.
Man, the Pango have so many ways to start a fight now. They have Blink Dagger on the Ursa with the Basher. They have the Blink Dagger Yules on Iceberg. There's Tuss with the Blink, and now Beastmaster. with a dagger of his own.
You saw how useful the blink on Lina now though is? It allows her to like play really quick.
Yeah.
Just like run forward, get kills. That bottom fight too, where they were able to just like pretty much get like 95% or more of this win done.
Mineski trying to find a way to drag this game out and chip away at that 11,000 net worth that the Pango currently has. Meanwhile, Dire side just looking to close it out nice and easy.
The crazy part is it feels even more than that.
Yeah, it really does.
Gonna lay out the stun.
Oh, Iceberg just comes forward and immediately takes out Ninja Boogie, who has no buyback. Iceberg is going to be saved by the Oracle. Iceberg's just going to pop his BKB here and try and deal out some damage during this timer. It looks like he actually will be healed up, back up to full, and sure enough, he will. KP trying to catch as many heroes as he can with the Brewmaster split. This save onto Naive with the Enrage as well as the Magic Community. He's doing him a lot of work, but eventually he will lose that Aegis. Fortunately, Tusk does manage to get off the Snowball. Primal Roar onto the Juggernaut as well. Now Naive is back, trying to use all that damage to lay it into Ajit. Ajit trying to think about backing up here, and it looks like they're just running out of steam. Mineski are soon going to lose out on their disables and damage. Almost managed to dag that Oracle to death, but Moon couldn't quite get it. The Pango will reset here.
Wow, they actually held. That was so well done by Mineski to even hold in that position there. Yeah. He had to filter through a lot. Nice force staffs. Ajit tanked a lot there when he just kind of went in. Moon backed him up with the silence when he was about to get LSA'd by the Lina. That would have almost certainly been his death. So instead, they're able to at least hold their racks. They do lose the tier 3 for that and the tier 2 tower. But at this point, when you're this far behind in 30 minutes, you take anything.
Does Mineski's lineup, like, do they even outscale the Pango? Because I feel like when I was looking at both these lineups, you know, 10, 15 minutes ago, I felt like they were going to scale very similarly.
Maybe if you get like a completely 6-slotted Juggernaut, I could see him being able to beat the Ursa. But he needs every item in the book.
Yeah.
Plus, you see Moon. I think he's going for like Yule Scepter on Puck. That's what he has queued up next. But isn't the Oracle fine against that?
Yeah.
You just purge him down.
Yeah.
That still works, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe he just wants more. I mean, I don't know.
Also, the 4-staff save over the top that helped KP get over the shards.
That was super good.
It's just they fought that really well. To even fight that, to get that fight to even was pretty absurd. But they're smoked up.
It's just a shame seeing Mineski fight that well when it does feel like it's inevitable that one of these engagements, the Pango is going to be able to break Mineski. But apparently it's not with this smoke. Moon reads it well, blinks out, breaks the smoke, gets back to his orb in time. The Pango do have total control of the map though, and they can just wait out the next Roshan if they want, which is in 3.5 minutes. To the potential spawn timer. Shadowblade soon for the Beastmaster, Scythe for Iceberg's Lina. Again, more initiation and more hard disable with that initiation. For heroes like Juggernaut and Puck and even Brewmaster, makes the game significantly harder.
Radiant are scanning.
He's committing fully to the Dagon at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he probably just needs to, right?
This reminds me of the game he played against Pain, where he was just like all in committing to the Dagon to try to burst King RG's Oracle.
Yeah.
But in that game, they ended up losing that game, if I remember correctly.
Double damage.
The Oracle's just way too much of a problem for them. So they've got Blink Scythe, Blink Abyssal, Blink Walrus Punch, which is not instant, but it's BKB piercing, so it's still kind of just as good. There is pretty much no way for Mineski to feel comfortable going outside their base, and that's why they're just not doing that.
No one's allowed to leave.
They're gonna hole up.
If they're gonna take a fight at this point, they just have to smoke. And fights are so complicated for them with all the different ways that they can initiate the fight. Like theoretically, it should be nearly impossible for them to win a fight with the amount of tools that they have for initiation. I'd be really hard pressed to figure out a way that they can do it. I guess if you're Mineski, you have to like really cleverly use your 1-4 staff. Like, you have to somehow bait them as deep as it can go.
Initiation comes out of his blade into the Primal Roar. Great combo to bring down the Juggernaut. He does not have buyback, and Brewmaster not able to get the Brewmaster split off either. So he does have buyback, but without the damage of your Juggernaut, who was your top net worth hero, I'm not sure how Mineski's going to be able to stop this last lane of Rax going down. Ninja Boogie is going to try and just walk in from behind. No, he TP'd out.
I think it's just, there's just way too many ways for them to start the fight.
Yeah.
They have so many good tools for it too. Pango are playing this game a lot more clean. So they're gonna get range racks, only the melee left. As KP is gonna preemptively pop his split, but if you're Pango, I think you just wait, reset, allow the split to run its course, and then just go back in.
The Pango really want to make sure they do not mess this up.
I think last game traumatized them.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I think they were thinking to themselves, we probably had a good opportunity to win that last game and we just made it a little bit too clowny for ourselves. This time around, just be safe.
Oh dear.
Oh.
That's immediately pinged out by Slayer.
They know what's up now.
Guys, they are smoked. They were just mid. Please be careful. Slayer, who I guess probably sensing the end of the game, did not get the GPM talent at 15. Got the cast ranged, which just makes it even harder for Mineski. Like, again, we were talking about how Moon with his Dagon build just needs to get to that back line, but Slayer's able to sit so far back now.
Oh, look at this, the jump in.
The blade once again, can they get him? They are going to be able to have the Walrus Punch still, but Vampire doesn't actually go for it. Instead, they throw the Primal Roar onto the Brewmaster. It's a good setup. If Iceberg can actually blow up one of these heroes, not able to get either one. KP trying to get away, does not have the split to be able to survive here, though, and will eventually go down. Iceberg with the save from the Oracle, and the BKB pop just keeps running forward, chasing heroes out, while the rest of his team pushes to be able to take those Megas. The coil comes out onto 2, immediately broken on the Tusk, and they manage to get the glyph off at the last second, preventing that melee Rax from going down, and the Pango do not commit for the Rax just yet. They're going to kite backwards, now go back in onto that Juggernaut. Once again, the 4-staff save over the Ice Shard is going to be there, and a beautiful Impale out as well. That's going to be able to save Jin. He is able to get off the Omni Slash, but again, the creep wave is taking up so much of that damage. They just whip out on it. Moon, who wasn't able to finish off the Lina, got away in just a sliver of HP, will be able to bots back in. And
Febby denies the Rax.
It's not even needed. Febby denies the Rax and allows the Megas to come in for the Pango. Mineski apparently not gonna GG out just yet, are still gonna do battle even against Megas, even with their own teammate griefing them. They're still gonna try and fight this out. Naive comes forward, does manage to catch Ninja Boogie. He managed to get back to the fountain, no, turns around, a beautiful stun, but finally with the Juggernaut dying for good, that will be GG. We are going to a game 3.
Oh man, it felt like Mineski just, the best move they made was when they took the mid tower, right?
Yeah.
But it was their decision after the Aegis to just like, okay, we'll try to defend this mid tier 1 tower, and I was like, wait, are you sure about that? They lost 2 heroes, then they just kept losing heroes, and then that bottom fight where Moon thought that he was going to give them the advantage with this buyback, but
Yeah, what a weird initiation that was, where he just kind of goes for the Oracle.
yeah, he
The
solo
rest of
ults
his
the
team
Oracle.
is so far behind him.
He solo ults the Oracle, which is a large part of their lockdown, by the way. Like, if you have the Puck ult plus the Brew ult, it makes it really hard for them to take a team fight, but it just felt like things were a little bit off. Like, Moon was more ready than his team at certain times to go in and vice versa, but it's going to go up all the way even as the Pango doubling up in score on Mineski take game number 2.